सलमान खान और कटरीना कैफ की फिल्म पहले दिन यानी कि अनाउंसमेंट के डे से चर्चा में आ जाती है, लेकिन जब भारत का ट्रेलर रिलीज हुआ उस दिन से लेकर सोशल मीडिया पे जो तारीफ और जो एप्रिसिएशन फिल्म ने बटोरा है वो काबिले तारीफ है। जाहिर सी बात है एक फिल्म के लिए। आज मेरे साथ कटरीना है फिल्म के बारे में बात करने के लिए। सबसे पहले कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस। हमने जब ट्रेलर देखा, ऑब्वियसली वेरी फ्यू ऑफ अस सॉ द ट्रेलर द फर्स्ट टाइम एंड यू नो व्हाट स्टक विद मी, चुनाव का नामांकन पत्र।
चुनाव का नामांकन।
Yeah, I mean, I was amazed, Katrina, the way you delivered that dialogue. And वो ज्ञान की जरूरत नहीं है, मतलब you know there is a maturity in throughout your performance, the grace which you have in the character. One can actually feel over a period of time the experience, the grace, the experience, everything is coming out, you know.
I mean, I think जैसे आपने कहा that experience, everyone learns with experience, and for me, the fact that I've been able to work with such incredible filmmakers and get such strong roles, for me, Bharat, I think, is one of, I would say, probably the best role that I've had in my career in terms of a character that I could really explore, and such a strong character, something that I could really, really understand and put my life and put my soul into it. Mm-hmm. And that's really what I did from day one on this film. From day one, when I came on board, Ali sent me the script. He said, I'm not even going to come and meet you because he's a good friend of mine. Yeah. And when we work in a very professional terms. And he wants to keep that separate. He said, you just react to it based on how you feel to the character and you call me. So I took me about 2.5 hours to read the script and I just loved it. I loved it. I thought it was Ali's best work. I thought it was his best script. And I fell in love with the character a lot. And I said, Ali, I'm super excited to do this. It's very different for me. I can see all the opportunities and potential, and I know I have to get this right. And I want to get this right. So every day on the film, honestly, for me was exciting. I worked with Ali for the third time. I worked with Salman. I think this is, you know, we've done quite a few films together. And yet there still was a sense of newness on the set of this film. There was a sense of something special. Can't put my finger on it, but there was a sense of something very, something that we wanted to protect. Like, you know, there was a certain creative energy which was there, and I could feel it, you know, and we could all feel it, that we had something here that had the potential to be something really wonderful.
Right. ऑफ लेट कटरीना, ये देखा जा रहा है कि जिस दिन से अली ने प्रैक्टिकली आपके साथ काम करना शुरू किया, फ्रॉम मेरे ब्रदर की दुल्हन, आपकी पर्सनालिटी का जो एक्सूबरेंस, जो यू नो एक एंथुजियाज्म अली के कैरेक्टर्स में जो दिखाई देता है, वो बहुत सारे डायरेक्टर्स के राइटिंग में दिखाई नहीं देता है. चाहे हम भारत की बात करें, चाहे हम टाइगर की बात करें, चाहे हम मेरे ब्रदर की दुल्हन की बात करें, आपकी पर्सनालिटी के वो बहुत न्यूएंसेस हैं जो बहुत सारे डायरेक्टर पकड़ नहीं पाते और एक्सप्लोर भी नहीं कर पाते. सो कहीं आपको लगता है कि अली ने, ऑब्वियसली देयर इज अ फ्रेंडशिप, सो वो एक आपका एक ऐसा रूप देखा है जो बहुत दुनिया के लोगों ने या बहुत सारे डायरेक्टर्स क्योंकि आपसे क्लोज नहीं है तो नहीं देख पाए हैं, ये एक वजह है? या फिर अली एज अ डायरेक्टर, ऑब्वियसली ही इज वेरी यू नो टैलेंटेड और केपेबल ऑफ टेकिंग आउट व्हाटएवर द बेस्ट आउट ऑफ हिज एक्टर्स?
I think it's a combination of a few things. It's also the choices that one makes. So I think Mere Brother Ki Dulhan was a really fantastic character for me. After that, there were some few films which I did. I mean, there were lots of films. Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. There was a lot of films which were not with Ali. Those were different types of roles. So I think I've just been very, very fortunate to work and to get the opportunity with characters that have given me a chance to do something as an actor. And also sometimes you make choices that are a little more safe, that have not taken you out of your comfort zone, and that is my responsibility. I think now what I'm very conscious of doing is trying to remain in zones that are new for me. And if you do maybe one film here and there, which is a fun big film, and you feel it's an opportunity for you to not take yourself too seriously and have a good time. But I know I'm very, very conscious of that. I have to balance that very strongly, much more on the side of being in zones and spaces that I have not been in before. So for me, a film like that would be zero.
Yes, I actually was about to come to.
So for me, that character, Babita, was a character in his own which I had not done before. A character like Kumud's character in Bharat. That's a character I've not done before. And this is the kind of work that now for me to keep my passion alive and for me to be excited at my work, because I've done a lot of kinds of roles now, I need to find these spaces that connect to me as deeply as these characters.
Yeah, also there is a sense of, you are so secured in yourself that you are, I think, ready to experiment, because whatever we saw in Zero, I mean, I was completely floored by what I saw on screen. I mean, it was something that it's not Katrina. It's altogether a new human being who's trying to, on one hand, exploring, and on the other hand, is trying to, just ready to take the risk, ready to just go all out and do so many variations with herself and with her characters. So somewhere there's also a sense of security that kind of work.
I think there's a comfortability, yes. I think there's definitely a more openness in me now to explore. And that also connects now more to who I am today. I think we can also change as people, right? So the same person that I was 5 years ago is not the same person I am today. There's, different things attract you now, different things excite you. And now I think I'm just responding to what I feel today. What feels true to me today, what is exciting for me, and it's, you feel it right away. I can feel it right away now that, okay, yes, this is where I want to be. Yes, this is the kind of character I want to do.
Yeah. Somewhere also I was feeling that, your intuitions are coming alive and true, because आपने एक statement दिया कि सूर्यवंशी का जब डेट क्लैश हो रहा था, आपने बोला नहीं, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि शायद सलमान डिले कर देंगे फिल्म डिले हो गई. फिर अली को आपने बोला कि you will be with me and you'll come back to me. That was the intuition. Ali also accepted during the interview in a very human fashion.
I don't remember saying this.
बोलते ना, एक वो हिंदी में कहावत है कि आपके मुंह पे सरस्वती बैठी है कि जो आपने बोला वो बात सच हो जाती है.
I hope so. I hope so with everything.
But लग रहा है आपको, I mean, these intuitions are coming alive. Whatever you're thinking, it's just coming alive right now.
I think in this two cases, this was just, you call it either destiny or you call it coincidence. I don't know. It's how sometimes things happen and how they happen for the best it's a very wonderful thing to see. But definitely, Bharat coming to me, the character that I got a chance to play in this film, I think definitely was in my destiny. And, I'm so extremely happy that I got the chance to play this character of Kumud.
Right. Total कुछ 7 chapters की अली बता रहे थे, बात करते सलमान की जिंदगी में. आपकी जिंदगी के कितने chapters हैं और कौन सा chapter आपके लिए सबसे ज्यादा मुश्किल था करना?
In the film.
In the film, yeah.
So, apart from the first bit, which is where you see Salman in that motorcycle, safed suit that he's riding. Apart from that, when I come in, which is where you see in the trailer, which is in 1978, which is where you first see this character in the Delhi employment exchange. I'm there throughout his whole life. So Kumud's character is there throughout Bharat's entire life, and she's a very, very strong presence in his life. I think she's the kind of thing which allows him to kind of experience all the stuff that is going on in his own life and the turmoil and the emotion. And she remains a very constant and immovable figure in his life. So each phase was very important in each era to show the aging in the film, to show the characters progressing as the years go by. So whether it's 1978 or then the mid-early 80s, 1983, then you see Kumud's character in her early 40s, then you see her, later on as well. And to get those looks right, I think for me was the biggest fear
really?
Yeah. I used to discuss it with Ali, and I was like, Ali, how are we going to do this? How is this going to happen? Because I've seen it done. We've all seen it done a few times, and I've wanted it to be even better. I felt there was room for improvement. And we've really got an incredible company from the UK called Millennium, and they came in and they did extensive tests. We actually went to the UK. We had a whole session with them in their studio. They kind of got the full rundown of Ali, of what we wanted to do, exactly how we wanted the characters to look. We knew that we wanted to bring a realistic age without adding any distortion to the face, and because the audience today they're too sharp, people
are
are, they're not going to accept anything which is not up to the mark. And we did about 3 days of look tests in Bombay, and extensive look tests of 4, 5 hours. And when we got the final looks, there were 3 stages of the looks we were doing, the prosthetics looks. I mean, I can't tell you how happy I was. And that's really unusual, because most actors, if you're going to start playing with, you know, the age and all that, it can make you uncomfortable.
Any inspiration or any sort of reference somewhere?
Yeah, actually one of the references which Ali showed the company was Nafisa Ali, because I think she's such a graceful and beautiful woman. And Ali wanted to show, you know, that, you know, listen, I want to retain the grace and dignity, and so obviously I don't think anyone can be as beautiful as her ever, but it was, you know, just an inspiration.
Yeah. And I would say the girls have also been working for you, whether it is Babita or now with Bharat. You know, it's become like obviously a sort of a element wherein, you know, Katrina is looking just a beauty which one can, you know, just keep looking and mesmerize. Yeah. You know, when you've been carrying this straight hair look all your life, I've seen you.
That's because my hair is naturally straight. You know, like, I think it's always, the grass is always greener on the other side. Like, every time I see someone with curly hair, I'm like, wow, if only I could have curly hair. You know, so I think we all want to have the other, you know, what we don't have. But in this case for the curls, it was very instinctive for all of us. When we were doing the look test, we did the full look test with my normal kind of straight hair, and Ali was liking it. He was going to go for it. And then we tried this curly kind of, you know, look, and I immediately felt that this was right. And Ali took a little while to get around, and he was thinking about it, but there was a sense that I think we all knew that we had cracked it.
What was the first reaction of, be it Salman or be it Jackie on the set, when you came with that whole, you know, fully ready with makeup and looks, with sari and everything in place? What was the reaction of people?
Everyone reacted really wonderfully, and I think that's happened, you know, fingers crossed, and with most of the things in this film. Like, every time we would approach something, whether it was coming on set with the young look, with the curly hair, or when I would come on set with the prosthetics for the older character, everyone reacted very well to it. And you got that sense that it's working nicely.
I remember having a conversation with Prakasha way back when you were doing that "Hamare aansu sookhe nahi hai ab tak," and now Ali, Rajniti, and now Ali. You know, I have realized over a period of time that, you know, that you are really, really hard on yourself. You really push yourself. And in the process, even directors and the people working around also come under pressure. Okay, Katrina has set these, you know, timelines and guidelines for herself, or these targets for herself. We also have to kind of achieve it. Some ways, you say, it's obviously a healthy, you know, atmosphere. But also it's become very competitive.
I mean, as long as your competition is with yourself. And for me, that's my most important thing. I'm very inspired by the work that I see my colleagues doing around me. I'm very inspired by the work that other actresses do in the industry, and when I see good films being made. But my primary competition is myself. Am I growing in my work? Do you see any improvement from my last film to now? And that's important for me to know, because that's the only way that I can have a journey which will be fulfilling and exciting as an actor. And no matter how fast, how slow, how unpredictable your growth is, what's important is that you are growing. Right. You know, everyone's journey will be different, but as long as you feel, and as long as I feel that there's a newness, and that I'm really passionate and interested in the work I'm doing, that will come across to the audience. And if the audience feel that interest and that connection with the actor to the character, they will feel it. Right. The audience will be connected to the character.
Also the growth with your co-actors, you know, with Salman, you've done so many films, you know, there's a growth, and one can see that chemistry on screen, that, you know, these two people are understanding each other in terms of, you know, they can just give it and take each other, you know, the kind of response which is required. You see, how would you attribute this chemistry? How would you like to put it?
I mean, I think I'm just very, very fortunate that, apart from knowing Salman well, he's also a very, very spontaneous actor, and he's a very real actor. He's very true to what he's doing. And I think we're very conscious that the films we've done together have received so much love and support from the audience. And we're very, very conscious that we know we want to deliver something better. You know, whether it's not me and Salman coming together in a film. It's the film. He's coming in as an actor. I come in as an actress separately. And that's what's important, is what is the film about. It doesn't matter even who is the actor or actress in front of you. What matters is that is the story right? Is the emotions correct? Is that going to connect? And if all that's in place, the audience will automatically accept the film.
Right. Also, Salman, his approach is very unpredictable.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's going to be doing or saying, you know, in the next moment. So how do you deal with that when you're working together? Obviously, you are completely into the work.
You have to know your scene so well. Like, for me, the most important thing especially in this film, which I really did, was to make sure I know the scene so well. Like, anything can happen, you can change anything, and not the lines of the scene, the essence of the scene, the actual essence of the scene. And that's really also important when you're working with an actor like Salman, who improvises a lot and is very spontaneous, because you have to understand what is the essence here so that you can move with the improvisation that they do.
So obviously you are trying to hint somewhere that the dialogues, change in the movements on the choreography of a scene gets also a little bit changed.
It's not necessarily the dialogues. It's just to do with a way of enacting the scene. It's not specific to a movement or a dialogue. It's just a general approach to his work.
Yeah. Which was the most difficult day on the set? Obviously, it's a very demanding film and a very challenging work you all have kind of put in. So which was the most difficult day?
I think the most difficult, there's a very emotional scene in the film. I won't say what happens, but there's a very emotional scene between Bharat's character and Kumud's character where she kind of confronts him with what's happening between them. And that was a very tough scene. That was a very tough scene for me because I think it was a very emotional scene, but Ali also wanted her to not show much of that emotion when she was in front of Bharat, and to, for it to come out later. So I kind of felt that no, she would show the emotion to him. And obviously, the director, you can discuss it, but what the director obviously feels is what has to go. So we were trying to kind of, come to an agreement on that, because I felt that no, this is the way it is, and if she's emotional about it, she's going to show it. And Ali was saying, yes, that's your instinct because that's who you are. But, as Kumud, she's gonna draw the line in one place. She's gonna make her point and then draw the line. So that was a tough scene.
Obviously, Salman, Katrina coming together, and a Eid release, the challenges and the pressure and the magnanimous and the opulence, whatever, it's really. So, all of these things, does it reflect while you're working? How do you separate yourself with these extra exteriors?
That would be the worst thing that you could do. As a director, as an actor, as an actress, that would be the worst thing you could do. Because if you're working for an end result, then you're not working. You're not here. So if you want to achieve something good, and if you want to put your best into hopefully making the best possible film that you can, then just focus on the process of making the film. Put all your focus in that process.
How do you deal with the expectation of people when Salman, Katrina film coming together? Obviously, there are a lot of expectations.
I really feel that that we're very fortunate and blessed to have, the eyes of the audience on this film. And I really just hope that we have delivered to them what they are expecting. And I hope that everyone, just knows that we have definitely put our life and soul into this film. I know I've put my everything that I could into this film to try and live up to the expectation.
कौन सा गाना आपके सबसे ज़्यादा करीब है? चाशनी भी बहुत famous हो रहा है.
I really, really love Chashni. I think Chashni is a song which, after you see the film, is really gonna, even come out more well.
And what about Ethia?
I love that song. I love that song as well. It's a really, really fun song.
Yeah. Also, film की कहानी को जो है एक कंट्री की ग्रोथ के साथ भी जोड़ने की कोशिश की गई है कटरीना. कंट्री में जिस तरह का आज का माहौल है, और जब फिल्म एक मैसेज ड्रिवन फिल्म है जहाँ प्यार की बात करती है, एक रिलेशनशिप की बात करती है, इमोशंस की बात करती है, कहाँ आपको लगता है कि अगर कंट्री के माहौल के साथ अगर इसको रिलेट किया जाए तो किस तरह से आप वो रिलेशन को देखेंगे?
I think the story in this film is one of unity, and it's a very noble story. It's one that has a very, very solid emotion. And I think the core of every country is the families. And that's what makes up our country. That's what makes up this country. And I think that's what Ali's tried to do in this film, is to really tell the story, a journey of a man and a nation together in the most honest and most noble and most unifying way.
What is your expectations from the film?
My expectations from the film, I think my expectations from the film, it's tough because it's almost impossible to predict what's going to happen with a film. And I think that the reason why I'm a little bit at peace and why I'm quite comfortable, not like, unduly tense, is the fact that I know how much work went into the right things, went into the script, went into the execution of the film, went into the preparation of the characters, and went into the workshops of the film, finding, the comfort between the actors and the script. And I think the execution has come out really well. Yeah. So I feel that we've put the work in the right place. And then now we just have to wait and see what the audience say.
Also, you're getting back with Akshay, and it happens to be a Rohit Shetty film. So where do you see the balance that one director is so commercial, out and out there, and then there is Ali Zafar, who obviously works a lot on emotions. Obviously, his films are also equally big. But where do you see the balance? It's a different school.
I think the balance is about doing work which is fun, not taking yourself too seriously, and being serious about having fun. I think that's the balance of that. And then finding films that will really, really challenge you as an actor and really make you dig deep within yourself, and that will stretch you, that will really, really challenge you.
So you said it all. So Katrina, जाते Eid की मुबारकबाद आपसे हमारे दर्शकों के लिए, and thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.